my friends, and welcome back to our channel. Home is where our heart is. My name is Dane, author of the series of books Knowledge to Forage and A Healing Herbal Journey. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are in the world, and thank you all for joining me here today, where I'm absolutely blessed to be spending my afternoon exploring this cold winter woodlands. It's cold, it's frosty, but the sunshine is still gracing us with its presence, and I'm out looking for a very special wild mushroom that goes by the name of the Birch Polypore. The Birch Polypore is powerfully medicinal, rich in history, and often underestimated today. So if you're interested, then come for a walk through this winter woodland with me, and we'll dive into the world of the Birch Polypore, and then we'll harvest some, take it home to my beautiful wife Stelly, where she'll show us how to prepare it and preserve it into a powerful, potent medicinal mushroom tea. So first things first, to find Birch Polypore, we need to know where it grows. What's its habitat? And the key is in its name, Birch Polypore. Birch Polypore mushrooms grow almost exclusively on birch trees. Now, birch trees grow in abundance across Europe, Asia, North America, and even in some Arctic regions. So wherever you find the beautiful birch, you'll be able to find some Birch Polypore. What a beautiful winter's woodland. It's very cold. My hands are going numb, but it's good for you. Puts hairs on your chest. Now, Birch Polypore grows on old and dying birch trees or dead birch trees on the ground. So you won't really find it growing on young trees. So when you head off into the woods, look out for old birch trees like this and fallen branches to find your Birch Polypore. And here we have our first Birch Polypores. There's a few young ones up there, and then this big giant one here that's perfect for harvesting. So I'm gonna have to get up there and get it. Wow. Would you look at the size of that? Since I'm up here, and there's a great example, you can see the stages of growth of the Birch Polypore. Its life cycle. I really like its life cycle, because when a birch tree is old and dying, or it's passed away, the earth knows, the soil knows, it's time to call the birch tree home. So it sends up mycelium through the tree, under its bark, until eventually it latches on and the fungi begins to grow. And then, like a ball, it bursts out from the bark, and this ball, as it drains all the goodness from the birch for its own life, then unfolds and expands into the big Birch Polypore, this giant kidney-shaped mushroom. Now, to identify it, it's super simple because it has a brown top. It's quite smooth to the touch, and underneath it's bright white, and it has pores. It doesn't have gills. And what pores are is thousands of tiny holes where it releases its spores. It releases its spores through its pores. Now, you can't mistake this mushroom for anything else because it grows exclusively on the birch tree. At a push, you could mistake it for a dryad saddle, but that's also edible, and that grows in multiple brackets. And when you snap that, it's soft and smells like watermelon. Whereas the Birch Polypore smells mushroomy and medicinal. Now, would you look at this Birch Polypore mushroom? This is pretty much as big as they come, and its Latin name is Fomitopsis betulina. Foamy because it's foamy, and betulina because it grows on the birch tree. Now, this mushroom is a potent medicinal mushroom, and it also has many practical uses too. Firstly, you can dry it out, and because it's foamy, it makes great tinder, so it's good for starting fires. It's antibacterial and antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory, and it makes a fantastic natural plaster. To do this, all you do is cut a plaster shape out of the pores underneath and wrap this around your wound. It's also astringent, so it helps stops the bleeding. It was also historically known as razor's strop because it was used by barbers in between haircuts to clean the blades, like they use leather. You run your blade through this, and that helps maintain the blade's edge, but it's also antibacterial, so it kept the razors clean in between the shaves to stop the spreading of germs. What an incredible gift from Mother Nature. Now, what strikes me about this mushroom is its smell. It has a strong, potent, mushroomy, but medicinal smell. So when you get out and you find this mushroom and you slice it up, maybe chop off the plaster, I encourage you to take in these scents deeply. Because it brings you into that present moment so you can enjoy the blessings all around us, and also it helps you tap into them instincts, because the more you enjoy this fresh mushroom scent and capture its medicinal properties within, soon you'll be able to catch a scent on the breeze on the woods, and you, like a wolf or a fox or a badger, you go, oh, I could smell Birch Polypore, and you can begin to follow your nose when you're foraging for specific mushrooms. Let's go find a few more Birch Polypores. There's loads of birch trees this way, so off we go deeper into the woods. Let's take a moment to bask in that sunshine. Oh, there's nothing better than that, is there? Sunshine is the most precious gold on earth. Oh. So here we have an absolutely stunning example of the Birch Polypore. It's in perfect health, this mushroom, and we can see we've got an old example here, an old Birch Polypore, and some other young ones too, all growing on this fallen branch. Now, when it comes to the medicinal properties of the Birch Polypore, this mushroom is an absolute miracle of mushroom medicinal goodness. It's antimicrobial, meaning it can kill bacteria and viruses. It's incredibly good for boosting the immune system, making it good for fighting coughs and colds and flus. It's a natural dewormer. It's anti-parasitic, meaning you can help to take, this mushroom can help treat things like intestinal worms, which is a very, very handy medicinal property because nobody likes suffering with parasites, and it has anti-cancer properties. Scientific studies have found that this mushroom can kill cancer cells whilst also leaving healthy cells alone. So it's being researched for its anti-cancer properties. What's really fascinating about the Birch Polypore is it grows exclusively on the birch tree, which is also known as the medicine tree. And what other mushroom grows exclusively on the birch tree? Chaga. You may have heard of chaga. Chaga is now famous around the world because it's rich in powerful antioxidants. Chaga is now sold in all the health stores at premium prices, but you can find it growing for free on birch trees. Now, Birch Polypore and chaga grow pretty much exclusively on birch trees, the medicine tree. So they draw out the goodness of the birch when it's at the end of the days, the end of its days, and they package up its goodness for us to take like a little medicine bag. How incredible is that? Now, Birch Polypore doesn't just smell amazing. It's not just potent medicinal properties, it's also incredibly rich in history too. You see, we know that Birch Polypore has been used for its natural healing gifts for over 5,000 years. How do we know this? Well, the oldest mummified person ever found in Europe, known as Otzi the Iceman, had Birch Polypore in his medicine kit. You see, Otzi was off over 5,000 years ago hiking across the mountains when he was shot in the back with an arrow and died and fell down in a crevice and was frozen. Thousands of years later, we found his mummified body, and he was so well preserved we could see what he had with him. He had a bronze axe, for example, and he also had a medicine kit. And inside his medicine kit, he had two things: sloe berries and Birch Polypore. Now, why did Otzi have Birch Polypore in his medicine kit? Well, because Otzi was so well preserved, they was able to do tests, scientific tests on Otzi's frozen body. And it was found that Otzi wasn't a well man when he died. You see, Otzi was suffering from Lyme's disease and parasites. And what is one of the natural medicinal properties of Birch Polypore? It's a natural anti-parasitic mushroom. If you take this, it can help treat your parasites. And Otzi knew this. He was using nature's healing gifts to help treat his ailments. Now we've got our Birch Polypores, this beautiful fresh specimen here, soft and foamy and white, and our older but still good condition Birch Polypore here. Let's take these home. Stella's going to teach us how to preserve them and make them into tea.
And we're going to make you some Birch Polypore tea. Look at this amazing Birch Polypore. It's so cool. Look at that, Murph. Wow. So I'm going to show you how to make some easy peasy Birch Polypore tea. The Birch Polypore has grown off the birch tree, as Dane's probably told you, and it's so squishy and amazing. Such an incredible mushroom. And it just smells like medicine, really. That's all I can smell. Medicine, smells amazing. Step 1, chop off the stump. Wow, look at that. Step 2, we're just going to cut it into slices, brush off any bits of bark that might have left themselves on there. Big chunky pieces of mushroom. It's amazing that this stuff just grows wild and free on birch trees that seem to grow everywhere. Lay your lovely Birch Polypore out on a plate, maybe in a pretty design if you fancy. Wowzers. There we go. Pop these on your kitchen side in the open air, and within a week they'll completely dry out. Now they're completely dried out, really rock solid and hard, compared to the one we've just chopped, which is all bendy and foamy. This one is stiff as a board. Now we've dried and preserved our Birch Polypore. It's going to last all year long. Just pop it in a jar. Super easy peasy. We're going to make 2 cups of Birch Polypore tea. We'll add 2 cups of water to our pan. And 2. And 2 slices of Birch Polypore. 1, 2. Now pop your mushrooms on a light simmer for 30 minutes. Don't boil them because you'll cook out all the yummy goodness. We're going to add a little bit of ginger just for taste. A little sprinkle in there. Now Birch Polypore tea is super medicinal. Just like elderberries, it's great for boosting the immune system, so you can drink it to treat your coughs and flu. It helps fight off viruses and fungal infections, Birch Polypore is anti-parasitic and has anti-cancer properties. Now it's all simmered and infused. I'm gonna pour it into this jug because it's much easier to pour into cups then without spilling it. Smells amazing. Oh, I still got some. Oh yeah. Goodness in a cup. A spoonful of honey helps the medicine go down.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Birch Polypore tea!
Woo! It's so exciting. Let's give it a taste.
Oh, it's actually really nice.
Yeah.
Medicinal mushroom teas. They have a unique flavour.
They do. They can be quite mushroomy, which I quite like. Some people don't, but that's why we added the ginger and the honey, because it just gives it that lovely warming taste.
Yeah, and there's all the goodness of the ginger and the honey. And I like mushroom tea too, but you've got to be in the mood for a mushroom tea. Sometimes I just like a nice sweet herbal tea.
It's very delicious. So give yourself a go. Give yourself a go. That's
Yeah. Yeah, give yourself a go. And go out and get out in the fresh air. Yeah.
In the fresh air, in the countryside. In the winter, it's especially important to go out and hunt for these sorts of things.
Yeah.
It's great to just have a reason to get out and in the fresh air and find yourself some Birch Polypore.
Yeah, go out and enjoy some Birch Polypore, get in them winter woods. And look at it, it's so satisfying and foamy. It smells amazing. If they did Birch Polypore aftershave, I'd wear it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess I'd smell like a fun guy.
Lovely. Well, on that note.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell.
Yes, and if you have any questions about this, then please just pop them in the comments below and we'll happily answer them.
This will keep the colds and flu away for us all year. It's almost as if Mother Nature is perfectly in harmony with us, isn't it? The elderberries come out in the summer to take care of us. The birch polypores come out in the winter. And if you want to own all the knowledge just like this in book form, check out our awesome series of books, Knowledge to Forage.
The Healing Herbal Journey.
And a Healing Herbal Journey. But most importantly of all, take care of yourselves.
And look after each other. Peace.
Birch stands weary, weathered and torn. Its bark feels the weight of a life well worn. Suddenly it hears the birch polypore's quiet call, a knocking that echoes throughout the winter's dawn. Your time has come, return to the earth, for all must circle back to their birth. Well, before I go to the next place, may I offer this healing gift for all to embrace? The polypore agrees, its spores spread wide, on the cold wind they soar, a final gift from the birch to the polypore.